Thank you. At this point, I've got the sheets. We have no one signed up. This is your last chance, Tom. Okay. No one for public forum. So we'll go right into the approval of minutes on B. Do I have a motion to approve any or all of those minutes, the regular meeting minutes for April 20th, special meeting April 27th, and last night's annual budget hearing meeting on May 3rd? Do I have a motion for any or all?
I'll make a motion for 1 and 3.
1 and 3?
Please.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Second for 1 and 3. All right. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor for 1 and 3? Aye. Oppose? And abstain. Okay. Do I have a motion for the special meeting for April 27th? I'm sorry. I don't have eyes on my. Okay, Mrs. Allen, she motioned. Mr. Curtis, second. Thank you. All right, any discussion with regard to that? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain.
I'll abstain.
Oh, I
We
guess I
got-
have to abstain then.
You only get one vote.
Okay, so.
You only get one vote. Yeah, yeah. So let's go again on that so that our clerk is, all right,
You're gonna put her down for
yeah.
both.
Yeah,
All in,
I guess I can't
all in
vote on
flavor,
something that I
in
wasn't
favor.
there with.
All in flavor.
All in favor, All in favor? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, 3 of us. Oppose and abstain. 3. Okay?
We don't have a quorum to meet.
That's not a quorum for that, no.
Carol's not here.
Now, if Mr. Utes comes in, he may be a little bit late, we can come back to that. Thank you.
Table that then till.
We'll table that at this point. Thank you. Okay. All right, we have financial reports. Treasurer's report for March 2022, warrants for March 2022, and the 21-22 third quarter extracurricular or extra class central treasurer's report. Do I have a motion for any of that or all? Okay. Mrs. Madigan made a motion. Mrs. Allen, second for all? Okay,
please.
thank you. 1 through 3. Okay, any questions with regard to the financial reports? You know, good? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Thank you. Dr. Corey, we have any unfinished business and reports? We do not. Okay. All right. All right, let's go right down to the new business. Under certified staff, we have A and B. A, the appointment for the 21st Century Grant Position Summer Program Camp Coach, Allison Dank, and an appointment for volunteer modified baseball assistant, Nicholas R. Slider. Do I have a motion for either, or what do we got?
I think
Sue?
we can go with both.
For both?
I'm willing to go both.
Okay, a second? We have a second for those? Mrs. Madigan, a second. Thank you. All right, any discussion? We're all set. I think that everything said what we needed. Okay, all those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? Okay, thank you. All right, classified staff. Excuse me. We've got A through H. All right, I'm going to read them through first. Resignation for teacher aide, Catherine M. Cruel. Resignation for front desk clerk, part-time, Elizabeth G. Headcock. C is a resignation, front desk clerk, part-time, Kelly L. Flynn. D, appointment status change for Emily J. Mary. E, an appointment status change for Justine L. Queckenbush. F, an appointment teacher's aide 1-to-1, Kayla M. Arquette, thank you. G, an appointment lifeguard part-time, Lauren I. Lovelace. And H, an appointment for a substitute receptionist part-time, or a front desk clerk, excuse me, for Gracie E. Cordone. Do I have a motion for any or all of those? Mr. Curtis, a motion for all of them?
I'll motion for all.
I'm sorry.
I'll motion for all.
Okay, Mr. Curtis beat you. You're in a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, so I got a motion and a second for all A through H. Okay, any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Thank you. All right. We had no CSE recommendations or CPSE recommendations. All right. I'm fogging my own glasses. Annual school district election budget vote officials for May 2022. This is number 4. Do I have a motion for that? Yes, Mrs. Allen. The second, Mrs. Cook. Okay, any discussion with that? That was read to us last night. We heard that from Mr. McDonald last night. All right. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Thank you. All right, now we've got 5, 6, and 7. A declaration for surplus property, a Cub Cadet mower and field marking machine. 6 is approval for the Kids Heart Challenge, which is formerly Jump Rope for Heart, that we all knew is a fundraiser. And 7, the approval for Smart Schools Bond Act for the installation of infrastructure and purchase of hardware to improve telecommunications. Do I have a motion for any of those or all? 5, 6, and 7. You want to do? We can. How about a motion for the declaration of surplus equipment, surplus property? Yes, Mr. Nodine. Second. Mrs. Cook, thank you. Any discussion?
These will be put out for bid, or just?
It's just non-functioning at this point.
Okay, they're just gonna be sold as scrap?
Okay.
What does that mean? Why did, you mean like if they were being sold?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
If they're gonna be put out for bid, if somebody
Oh.
wants to buy them the way they are, or
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
I'm
if
sorry.
they're gonna go as scrap.
Gotcha.
Didn't look so good in the picture, so.
Thanks for including those so I could help me vote.
Okay. Any more discussion on that? All right, for 5, declaration of surplus property, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Thank you. All right, we'll go to 6, the approval for the Kids Heart Challenge, formerly Jump Rope for Heart fundraiser. A motion? Yes, Mrs. Allen. Second? Yes, Mr. Nodine. Okay. Any discussion? It's a lot of banners down there in the elementary school with
I
that.
just have one question. Is the under key information, I feel like this is really loud. Is it 2 different nights for 2 different age groups? Is that why there's 2 dates listed, or? I guess I just noted, it just says the 25th and the 26th. I didn't know if like 4th grade went one night, 5th grade went one night. Is that?
I wondered the same thing, because I saw it listed that way.
Yeah,
and-
or do they do it 2 nights maybe?
I don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is it, Larry, do you know?
okay.
Spread them out? Good.
So,
Thank
well,
you.
that was my question. Do people get to still come watch if they, okay. Well, that's nice.
Good. All right, so people will get to come watch their kids. That's a great program. Done it for a lot of years. All right, so I've got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Thank you. All right, the last one, the approval for the Smart Schools Bond Act for the installation of infrastructure and purchase of hardware to improve telecommunications. Do I have a motion? Mr. Nodine, or Mr. Curtis? Yep. Second? Mr. Nodine. Okay. All right, any discussion? Yes,
Can you just kind of walk through this a little bit? Because I'm confused on what we're voting on, I guess.
yeah.
And I wasn't really sure how to email that ahead of time without
Larry, do
sounding
you want to
dumb.
explain the,
So what you are voting on is for the district to go ahead and move forward to allow the community 30 days to ask any questions in regards to the Smart Bond grant. The school has been given $1.17 million. $1.17 million is Smart Bond money to purchase to improve the infrastructure and technology. So you're voting on us being able to move forward to the next step, which is going to the community for them to be able to ask questions for 30 days.
So is it's necessary to vote on this at each step of the process?
That is correct.
Okay.
So this,
know that.
this
Thank
just
you.
initiates the next piece.
This initiates the next piece, so if the community is all set and you cannot bring back any questions, then we will vote again to move forward to apply for the Smart Bond grant through the state.
Great.
How is that, how's that explained to the public?
There will be something that goes out on Parent Square saying that the proposal will be on the website. For them
Okay.
to look at and then be able to ask questions that way.
And the window expires and then you just move on?
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you.
The remaining
so-
members of the community get notified as well somehow, or?
Say that again?
Do the remaining members of the community get notified outside Parent Square?
Yes, yes.
so the requirement is actually to have it posted for public comment for 30 days on the school website. That's the actual
That's
requirement.
the requirement.
He'll reach out through Parent Square, other means of communication. We can put it up on our social media site and
Okay.
our website as well, just to get the information out there. After that, so tonight you're voting on the resolution to move forward so that you can put it out to the community, which will then give us the ability to actually submit the application.
So we're well aware.
Does that make sense? Did that answer your question?
Yeah, it was confusing to me because we've already voted on it to establish a committee
Right.
Correct,
to
yeah.
start the process. So then when we were voting it again, I was just confused
Yeah.
on
No,
what the
good
difference
question.
was, so thank you.
Basically, we're checking all the boxes to make sure that
Yeah,
it's
no,
done in the
that's,
proper
I
way.
appreciate the explanation. Thank
And
you.
the resolution was generated through myself and Mr. Lang and our district's attorney, who then wrote the resolution and then supplied it back to us for this.
Okay.
Great. Good question, because people need to know that they can be actively involved. They can, they have an opportunity,
Right.
and we don't
Yep.
want, we don't want to leave this kind of money on the table somewhere.
And, and I think it's important to point out that this was done through a committee as well, which Mr. Curtis was involved in, and Mr. Lang, myself, and several of us, actually, Mr. McDonald as well, had community members and students, as well as instructional staff, non-instructional staff. So this was, this is kind of just the next step of the phase to move forward.
Gotcha.
Thank you. All right, any more discussion? We had a motion and a second to that already. All right. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Thank you. All right, correspondence, third quarter honor roll. We have any that came to us through the principals, yep, and through their correspondence, which is helpful and good to see. And thank you for all of you for providing information. Superintendent's correspondence and reports.
Yeah, so I don't have a lot right now to really report out, but I did want to add that we, along with our administrative reports, we added a community center update as well, so you can see that from Mr. Welcher. He has a couple things on there, some events that are taking place. And this really resulted in a conversation that I had with Mr. Welcher, I don't know, about a month ago, and he was telling me, sharing with me the many things that they did in the community center over April break, to be honest with you. And I said, geez, we need to be able to highlight this. I know we have a lot of very positive community impact that they're doing through that community center, and specifically through the 21st Century Grant. So he's going to start to put those updates in that as well to basically highlight some of the things that they're doing through the community center. So some of it may be student related, and some of it may be, just community related in general. Again, just mentioning the 21st Century Grant. So we have received that. We're receiving about $530,000 per year. We are the sole owners of that grant, or the sole winners of that grant at this point. So we'll be working through the process on how to design that. It will have to look a little bit different than it did in the past, just because it's more complex now, being the sole facilitators of that grant. And we're going to have to consider some structures and some parameters moving forward with that. With that being said, we're working on moving forward with our elementary summer school. We are in the beginning phases of that, but obviously moving forward fairly quickly. Mrs. Hinman and myself met today a little bit to talk about our summer school in the high school, middle school. We are struggling with that a little bit. It is a collaborative effort between two different districts, Clyde Savannah and Red Creek. However, at this point, we're having a hard time actually hiring staff to run the classes. This is not unique to our district right now. We reached out to BOCES, which this is a BOCES program, and he indicated that there's at least 2 other programs that he's struggling finding staff with as well. And what they're finding is a lot of teachers out there who typically have taught summer school in the past have said, look, I need a little bit of a break during the summer. So they're maybe not picking up some of the things that they did in the past. And I don't mean in Red Creek, I just mean in general. That's the feedback that he's hearing. So I think we're feeling that same struggle and same challenges. So we're still hopeful that we're going to be moving forward with a full summer school. We will probably have to alter that at some point, based on our staffing and our abilities to staff. And maybe even alter the program to make it look a little bit different than what we've had in the past. So we're working through that, and we'll give you some more updates as we have that. But we do have high school, or a middle school, high school, summer school principal has been hired by BOCES. The assistant principal has been hired by BOCES. I do know that we have 2 or 3 teachers that have signed up and been hired. And I believe a counselor is in the works as of today. So we have some positions in there, but we would certainly like to reach out to anybody who would be interested in teaching some of those courses. But it would be a BOCES program, and we would have certainly, have a strong need for that.
Good, thank you. Yeah, and it's nice that we've got that grant, 21st Century Grant, even if it requires a little bit more, little different management than it had in that consortium group. Again, those are funds that have done some great things for us. Okay, any other reports that you've got? Any other business? Anyone else? Any particular business? We are tabling, yes, because, yes, D2, the special meeting, yes. Yep, because we don't have Mr. Utes in here that would break it up. So we can come back to that on the next meeting, please, for that approval. Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, do I have a motion to adjourn to executive session? Mrs. Allen and Mr. Nodine, second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. All right. All right, thank you very much. We'll go to executive session now.